What's up, guys? Feed you information here. So I have my new valuation / growth for the 9 out of 9 stocks on my stash portfolio. I do apologize. I don't have the percentage revenue growth because I do normally get that off of Seeking Alpha, and I would be able to calculate it if Yahoo Finance gave me 5 quarters back, but I can only see the quarterly earnings for this quarter and then 3 quarters back, so I can't tell 1 year from this past quarter. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I'll explain what I have at the top here. We have Apple, and that is the investment amount that I have in it, $330.67. That is the place on where it is based on the quantity. So that's second on my portfolio, and it passed on 2 out of 4 of the valuations. So the ones that it passed on, price to earnings, 15.7 trailing, and forward 14.6. That is below 20, so it gets the thumbs up. So that's one of them. Price to book ratio 8.12. That's higher than 5, which is to be expected because they're sort of in a little bit of a growth state. The price to book ratio and sometimes the price to sales ratio will be a bit high the price to earnings and price to book. If the price to sales is high, then that means that their revenue isn't doing well because that's price over revenue, so that should be lower if the revenue is good. But the price over earnings and price to book ratio will typically be a bit higher if it's a growth stock. So it's not showing in the price to earnings, which is good, but it is showing in the price to book ratio. I hope that made sense. Price to sales ratio, we have 3.32, which is lower than a 5, so it gets a thumbs up. And debt over equity is actually getting pretty high right now, 1.06. So that's double where you want it at, but there are certainly worser stocks, especially considering this is one of the biggest stocks out there. But it does get a thumbs down. So the revenue is $258.5 billion. And then moving on to our second stock, we have Nvidia, $310.67 invested. It's right now my 4th biggest position, 1 out of 4. So clearly a growth stock, even though it's not looking super growthy at the moment. Price to earnings 29.27, forward 21.69, so it gets that thumbs down. Price to book ratio 9.73, so that is higher than a 5. It's got to get the thumbs down. And same with the price to sales 8.8, so it gets the thumbs down. And debt over equity 0.26, so that is lower than the 0.5, so that is the only thumbs up. And they are bringing in revenue of $10.7 billion. I'm long-term with Nvidia, so that's one I'm not too worried about, but that is why I am adding AMD to my portfolio, because it does look like the hotter stock, at least for right now. Alibaba, $345.67 invested. It's my third biggest position. 2 out of 4 of the valuations passed, so price to earnings of 46.73, forward of 25.07, and it is higher than 20, so it gets the thumbs down. Price to book ratio of 6.59, higher than 5, so it gets the thumbs down. Price to sales of 0, non-applicable, so lower than 5, gets the thumbs up. And debt over equity of 0.22, so lower than 5, gets the thumbs up. That should be lower than 0.5. Man, I hope I didn't put 5 for all those. Anyways, revenue, $56.1 billion, so killing it. Disney, $280 invested. It's my 5th largest position. This may be my stock of the month. Going into next month. Either way, in June I'm adding AMD to my portfolio, but I do think Disney might become my stock of the month just because the closer we're getting to 2020, the more I just want to start getting some money into that position more and more and raising it to possibly my top position. But anyways, price to earnings of 15, forward price to earnings of 20.82. Hopefully it doesn't hit 20.82. Hopefully it hits like 19, or even better, hopefully it just lowers going forward. But it is lower than a 20, so it gets a thumbs up. Price to book ratio of 2.66, that's lower than a 5, so thumbs up. Price to sales of 4.04, lower than a 5. And debt over equity of 0.54, just barely over that 0.5, but I gotta give it the thumbs down. Revenue of $59.8 billion. General Mills, $174.13 invested. It's my 8th largest position, 2 out of 4 it passed on. Price over earnings of 20.5, forward price earnings of 15.88. And it is higher than a 20. I know not forward, but trailing, that's currently. So currently it's past that 20, so it gets the thumbs down. Price to book ratio of 4.52, that's lower than a 5. Price to sales of 1.89, lower than a 5, killing it. Debt over equity, though, of 1.92. That's still from Blue Buffalo. Hopefully they can pay all that off, but that is higher than 0.5. And revenue of $16.6 billion. All right, 3 more stocks to go, or four more stocks to go, guys. Just hang in there with me. Microsoft, $210.67. It's my 6th largest position. It didn't pass any of the valuations though. Price to earnings of 28.19 and forward of 24.83, so thumbs down. Price to book ratio 10.25, thumbs down. Price to sales of 7.96, that's a thumbs down. And debt over equity of 0.91, thumbs down. Revenue of 122.2 billion. Now for our last three. EA, we have $187.38. That's my 7th largest position. 1 out of 4. Price to earnings of 28.72. Forward of 18.68. Hopefully it can get to that 18.68, but that is higher than 20 right now. Price to book ratio of 5.36, higher than 5. Price to sales of 5.79, higher than 5. And lastly, debt over equity of 0.18, which is lower than 0.5. So 2 out of 4. Or sorry, so 1 out of 4. Sorry. Revenue of $5 billion. Activision now, $130 invested. It's my 9th largest position, and it passed 4 out of 4. All the valuations. This one is really killing it. Price to earnings of 19.06, forward price to earnings of 16.97. That is lower than 20. Now this could be because of the drop in the stock. Obviously, why its valuations are looking good. I'm not foolish enough not to see that, but we'll see if they can continue to get it to lower. Price to book ratio of 2.87, lower than a 5. Price to sales ratio of 4.52, lower than a 5. And debt over equity of 0.25, which is half of what you want, which is just great. Revenue 7.4 billion. And then Take-Two Interactive as my 9th position, $523.88. Or sorry, not as my 9th position, but my 9th and final stock. Sorry. Take-Two Interactive, $523.88 invested. It's my top position right now, and 2 out of 4 of the valuations it passed on. Price to earnings of 35.78, forward 20.79, higher than 20, therefore it gets a thumbs down. Price to book ratio of 5.4, that's higher than 5. Price to sales of 4.14, that is lower than 5. And no debt. They still have no debt, which Facebook has a little bit of debt now, so now they're like one of the few stocks that has no debt. That's just awesome to me. But lower than 0.5, so it gets a thumbs up. And lastly, revenue of 2.7 billion. So I will also be doing a portfolio video today, guys, so I'll see you guys in that one hopefully. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to throw a like, and please use these valuations. They definitely help you to understand whether a stock is overvalued right now or undervalued, so use them as you will. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feed You Information out.